Look, that guy did great for someone who's been boxing for like less than a decade. He has had no real professional opponents other than Tommy Fury that were legitimate world-class boxers.
I don't even remember what happened in the Tommy Fury
He lost
fight.
a close decision, but it was a good fight. It was a good fight, though. He's a good boxer. If he wasn't a YouTuber, people would be way more impressed with him.
Yeah.
The problem is he was like a famous kid, and then no one took him seriously.
Yeah.
But
Oh, and then he started too with like more spectacle-ish fights. People were like, "Oh, this is you." He fought, Nate Robinson, like a basketball player.
But the thing is, he knocked Nate Robinson
knocked him
dead,
the out,
and
yeah.
it's the way he did it that I was trying to tell people. I'm like, no, that was skillful. So like, there's like boxing matches where you see two guys just slugging it out, and one guy lands a punch, and yeah, he landed a good punch. What Jake did is he slid back and landed a punch.
Yeah.
It's like the athleticism along with the intelligence, the technique. I'm like, he's not even doing it that long. And he's also hyper competitive, even though he's wealthy.
Yeah.
Like you would assume that wealth would take away your drive for
But
competition.
it hasn't, yeah.
He's also nuts, right? Just
Yeah.
the fact that he's willing to fight the two-time heavyweight champion, former Olympic gold medalist.
Yeah.
A guy who's gigantic in his pride,
Gigantic.
built like a Greek god.
Yeah.
If we're gonna maybe try to do this, I do want to know one thing, because I think one thing that is undeniable is your chin. I mean, anyone who questioned whether or not you had a chin, I think the answer to that question was proven last night. Bro, you can take a shot. Anthony Joshua hits you with probably his hardest shot that we've seen drop every other single fighter that he's fought.
Yeah.
And he hit you in the face, and not only did you not get knocked out, you dropped and said, wow.
I was like, wow, that was nice. I was on the ground. I was like, that was a good shot.
Dude.
Did he surprise you with his power? Like,
no, to be honest, no. But, I mean, he surprised my jaw.
There's that one photo, your jaw looks like kind of off your
snapped,
face.
bro. It's literally snapped.
Dude, when
Completely snapped.
after the fight, you were like, I think like one of my teeth is, and you open your mouth, and I was the first to see it. I went, oh, you broke half
your jaw.
dude. Is that accurate?
that's kind of what I was gonna ask. Like, do you feel like it was your best camp?
No, I mean, just because, like, I was weighing like 200 pounds when we confirmed the fight, and then I had to gain more weight. But I mean, yeah, man, it's a great experience overall to be in there with someone who's that good. I learned a lot, and I see where I could have done better. So I'm a little disappointed, but I also know how good he is. But I had him wobbled at one point.
You landed some.
I had him wobbled, and I was like, fuck, but he kept his hands up better this fight.
You landed that right hand.
Yeah.
And you wobbled him. I was right there. I don't know if you heard me.
Yeah, I did.
I was like, you wobbled him.
Yeah.
Go. I don't know who sat me there. That was fucking crazy. I mean, I do know. I don't know why they let me sit there. I was talking mad shit. And I was just saying to Mike, it just pissed him off, and then he broke Jake's jaw.
Yeah, when you were sticking your tongue out him, I was like, don't make him mad, dude. Like,
I was just trying to have fun,
no,
you know?
yeah.
After the violence finally stopped in the brutal Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua fight, the damage was impossible to ignore. The shots Jake took, the wear on his body, and the questions about what comes next sparked reactions across the fight world. But one voice stood out above the noise, and that was of Joe Rogan, who didn't sugarcoat it. He had a clear message for Jake, and it might be the most important advice he's received yet.
Okay.
Are you going to keep boxing?
Yeah.
You really love this shit, huh?
Yeah. I'm going to take some time off
To do
go
what?
support Utah at the Olympics.
So sick.
Then she's going to move to Puerto Rico, move her here. Maybe go snowboarding or something.
Maybe get Esme some cousins.
Yeah, that part.
I
Honestly, I'm
concur.
ready, bro. I have such baby fever.
Yeah.
Like I want kids so bad.
Yeah, you're going to be a great dad.
Joe Rogan didn't frame it as criticism, but he framed it as concern. He warned that damage like that doesn't stop at bruises or broken bones. It lingers in the mind long after the fight ends. Rogan compared it to having a limited number of hard shots you can take in a lifetime, and said the one Joshua landed burned through a huge chunk of that allowance. The scariest part isn't the jaw or the swelling, but the unseen damage happening inside the brain that can change a fighter long term.
He's 28 years old, 29 next month. Don't do this very long. because there's a price that you pay that is not worth it.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. And that price is depression, deep depression, a severe brain imbalance that's going to lead you to addiction. It leads so many people to impulsive behavior. So many people become gambling addicts, drug addicts, alcoholics after their fighting career.
Yeah.
It's you could only take so much. And at a certain, like that one that he got from Joshua, ooh, you know, say if you have like a punch card, you have like so many punches that you can get in your life, which I believe you do. I believe there's a certain number. That one was like 10 punches.
Yeah.
That was like,
yeah.
There was a lot of concussions in that one punch.
Sure.
That was real damage. Like if someone's breaking your jaw in two places, the inside of your fucking head there's a lot of damage going on in there too.
Rogan stressed that this wasn't about knocking Jake's skill. For someone who's been boxing less than a decade, he said Jake's progress is real. Take away the YouTuber tag and people would rate him much higher. Rogan pointed to the close Tommy Fury fight and the Nate Robinson knockout as proof of real technique, not luck. His takeaway was clear. Jake's legit, but choosing to fight elite champions comes with serious risks.
Look, that guy did great for someone who's been boxing for like less than a decade. He has had no real professional opponents other than Tommy Fury that were legitimate world-class boxers.
I don't even remember what happened in the Tommy
He
Fury
lost
fight.
a close decision, but it was a good fight. It was a good fight though. He's a good boxer. If he wasn't a YouTuber, people would be way more impressed with him.
Yeah.
The problem is he was like a famous kid and then no one took him seriously.
Yeah.
But
Oh, and then he started too with like more spectacle-ish fights. People were like, "Oh, this is you." He fought, you know, Nate Robinson, like a basketball player.
But the thing is, he knocked Nate Robinson
knocked him
dead.
the fuck out,
And
yeah.
it's the way he did it that I was trying to tell people. I'm like, no, that was skillful. So like, there's like boxing matches where you see two guys just slugging it out. One guy lands a punch, and yeah, he landed a good punch. What Jake did is he slid back and landed a punch.
Yeah.
It's like the athleticism along with the intelligence, the technique. I'm like, he's not even doing it that long. And he's also hyper competitive, even though he's wealthy.
Yeah.
You know, like you would assume that wealth would take away your drive for
But
competition.
it hasn't, yeah.
He's also nuts, right? Just
Yeah.
the fact that he's willing to fight the two-time heavyweight champion, former Olympic gold medalist.
Yeah.
A guy who's gigantic in his prime,
Gigantic.
built like a Greek god.
Yeah.
Rogan also zeroed in on Jake's conditioning as a major gap. He said fading late in fights is something Jake can't afford at this level, especially against elite opponents. In Rogan's view, better cardio alone would change a lot of outcomes. He talked about the need for top-tier strength and conditioning specialists, the kind who track recovery, heart rate, and endurance in real time, because learning to box isn't enough if your gas tank empties when the fight gets hard.
You can't afford to get tired.
You can't get
That's
tired.
the thing is, like, he gets tired in a lot of his fights in the later rounds. You should really sort that out. Because if he had a much bigger gas tank, like if he was training with like some of these elite world-class strength and conditioning coaches and just worked on his cardio, he'd be beating way more guys.
You think so?
Yeah, 100%. But it's like what he's doing is learning how to box, and he's boxing and he's training hard for sure. But to get that world-class gas tank, you need like a Sam Calavita, you need like a Nick Curson, you need like these plyometrics experts that got heart rate monitors on you, and they're checking when your recovery is ready and go.
Yeah.
And you fucking yeah. You need guys monitoring your recovery, monitoring your heart rate variability, your VO2 max.
I couldn't believe it.
I don't know. And maybe he is. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he is doing that. But whatever it is, it's not.
It's not enough.
It's not enough.
Yeah.
Because in so many of us,
Rogan had already flagged Jake's conditioning as a concern, but Logan put the spotlight on another undeniable fact, Jake's chin. He reminded everyone that Joshua landed one of the hardest shots of his career, the kind that's floored nearly every fighter he's faced. Jake went down, yes, but he didn't go out. Logan described the moment as surreal as the punch stunned him, but the real shock came after, when Jake's jaw was revealed to be completely snapped on both sides. The toughness Rogan and the world have been talking about, brutally proven, even if the cost was severe.
If we're gonna maybe try to do this, I do want to know one thing, because I think one thing that is undeniable is your chin. I mean, anyone who questioned whether or not you had a chin I think the answer to that question was proven last night. Bro, you can take a shot. Anthony Joshua hits you with probably his hardest shot that we've seen drop every other single fighter that he's fought.
Yeah.
And he hit you in the face, and not only did you not get knocked out, you dropped and said, wow.
I was like, wow, that was nice. I was on the ground. I was like, that was a good shot.
Dude.
Did he surprise you with his power? Like,
no, to be honest, no. But, I mean, he surprised my jaw.
There's that one photo, your jaw looks like kind of off your
snapped,
face.
bro. It's literally snapped.
Dude, when
Completely snapped.
after the fight, you were like, I think like one of my teeth is, and you open your mouth out, and I was the first to see it. I went, oh, you broke
your jaw.
dude.
However, Jake Paul admitted the fight was as much mental as physical, facing the sheer size and power of Anthony Joshua. He acknowledged that the big shots landed and things quickly went downhill. Reflecting on his preparation, Jake said 3 weeks just wasn't enough. He wished he had more time to build muscle and train at altitude to boost his cardio. He felt good about his camp overall, but knew that extra edge could only come from pushing his body even harder, like training in Colorado's high altitude.
really?
It was just like him imposing his will on me and being massive and the big shots landing. And then, yeah, it pretty much all goes downhill from there. But I wish I had more than 3 weeks, I think, to prepare, to maybe have like put on some more muscle to be able to like sit there, hit him. And then I should have gone to altitude to train. That was my biggest mistake.
Do you feel good about your camp?
I felt good about it, yeah. But I mean, I just needed to have that extra level of cardio for this. And that only can come from going to altitude.
Following his thoughts on training, Jake Paul admitted he wasn't at his peak camp-wise, having to put on extra weight after initially weighing 200 pounds. Still, going toe-to-toe with someone of Joshua's caliber was an incredible learning experience, revealing both his strengths and areas to improve. He acknowledged some frustration, but also gave credit to Joshua's skill, recalling a moment where he shook him up, only for Joshua to quickly regain control. When asked about his future in boxing, Jake Paul said he's ready for a pause. He plans to support his wife, Yuta, at the Olympics, spend some time in Puerto Rico, maybe go snowboarding, and start focusing on family life. He confessed he's eager to have kids, and those close to him believe he'll make an excellent father. Experts have their opinions too, and Michael Bisping didn't hold back on his reaction to Jake Paul stepping into the ring with Anthony Joshua. He stressed that boxing isn't a game. It's serious, dangerous, and demands respect. Bisping admitted he was skeptical and even alarmed at the matchup, pointing out that fighters die every year, and this kind of mismatch is risky. While he acknowledged Jake's drive, success, and entertainment value, Bisping's main concern was the sheer danger of a younger, less experienced fighter taking on someone like Joshua. Bisping didn't hold back on the outcome either. From his perspective as a seasoned fighter and MMA veteran, the result was predictable. Jake lost primarily due to the size difference and simply being out of his depth against someone like Anthony Joshua. Bisping emphasized that Joshua is undeniably the superior boxer. Everyone watching, including Jake, knows it. The mismatch wasn't just risky, it was clear from the start who had the advantage. Following Bisping's breakdown of the size and skill gap, Chael Sonnen offered a different perspective, focusing on Jake Paul's fight for survival. He described it less like a conventional boxing match and more like a battle, with Jake constantly moving, creating distance, clinching, and even dropping to his knees, doing everything he could to stay in the fight. Sonnen highlighted the raw instinct and determination on display, a fighter simply trying to survive against a far stronger opponent. He called it an incredible spectacle and praised both Jake's competitiveness and the challenge Joshua faced trying to finish the fight quickly. Moreover, Johnny Nelson added that Joshua did all he could, but when an opponent is focused on staying alive, there's only so much impact. He noted how Jake used movement and strategy to frustrate both Joshua and the fans, showing instinct and mental toughness. Facing a former world champion was a reality check, and even small shots forced him to recalibrate, proving the fight was as much about mind as body. On the other hand, Robert Whittaker weighed in with a unique take, noting that Anthony Joshua aimed to systematically break Jake down, and while he did damage, including breaking Jake's jaw in 2 places, the approach backfired in an unexpected way. Whittaker said it actually highlighted Jake's boxing ability, showing he's more than just a YouTuber stepping into the ring. By the end, the fight had taken on a rougher, almost thug-like edge, but it also proved that Jake has legitimate skills as a boxer. However, MMA Guru pointed out how tough Jake Paul really was. Even though he fought mostly to survive, he didn't get knocked out cold, which was surprising. He took a huge punch, went down, and with a broken jaw, tried to get up before the count, finally standing around 11 or 12 seconds. The fight ended in round 6 with Joshua winning, but Jake's ability to take so much punishment and keep going was impressive. So what's your take on Jake Paul's performance? Considering the punishment he took and the moments he showed real skill, do you think he held up well, or is it time for him to retire? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more fight breakdowns and updates.